Welcome to Read in Minutes with Eden. Imagine being stripped of everything: your freedom, your family, your belongings, and even your dignity. You find yourself in a Nazi concentration camp, surrounded by death and despair, unsure if you'll survive another day. In that darkness, while many would lose hope, one man found a way to survive by discovering meaning in suffering. That man was Viktor Frankl, and his book Man's Search for Meaning has changed millions of lives. Today, we'll take a closer look at this masterpiece. Instead of just summarizing it, we'll delve into the timeless lessons that can help you face challenges, build resilience, and live a purposeful life. Part 1. About Viktor Frankl. Let's begin by discussing Viktor Frankl. He was an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust. He was imprisoned in several concentration camps, including Auschwitz, where he lost everything: his possessions and his family. From this devastating experience, he wrote Man's Search for Meaning. The book is divided into two parts. The first recounts his personal story in the camps, and the second introduces his psychological theory known as logotherapy. What captivates me about this book is that Frankl didn't simply share a narrative of survival. He gifted the world a powerful philosophy of life. Part 2. Life in the camp. In the camps, prisoners were stripped of everything: food, sleep, and hope. Many did not survive the brutal conditions, yet Frankl made a remarkable observation. Survival was not just about physical strength. It required mental and spiritual resilience. He understood that those with a clear purpose, be it a loved one awaiting their return, unfinished work, or the ambition to share their story, stood a far better chance of overcoming adversity. For Frankl, his purposes were powerful: the unwavering thought of reuniting with his wife and the relentless drive to rewrite the manuscript of his book that had been lost when he was arrested. He captured this profound insight with Nietzsche's words, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." This statement resonated deeply with me, compelling me to reflect on my own life. What is my why? What force drives me to persevere through even the darkest moments? Part 3. Lessons from Suffering. One of Frankl's biggest insights is this: suffering is unavoidable. We cannot control pain, loss, or tragedy, but what we can control is how we respond to it. He called this the last of human freedoms, the ability to choose our attitude in any situation. In the camp, some people gave up. They became bitter, selfish, even cruel. Others, even while starving, still found ways to share their food or comfort someone else. And that choice, to rise above circumstances, is something we all have. For me, this lesson has been so powerful. Whenever I face setbacks or struggles, I try to remember, I may not control the situation, but I can always control my attitude. Part 4. Logotherapy, Finding Meaning. Now, let me explain Frankl's theory, logotherapy, which simply means therapy through meaning. Unlike Freud, who posited that our primary drive is the pursuit of pleasure, or Adler, who emphasized the quest for power, Frankl boldly asserted that the fundamental motivation in life is the search for meaning. Frankl identified three profound ways to uncover meaning in our lives. 1. Through work or contribution, dedicating ourselves to causes that truly matter. 2. Through love or relationships, forging deep connections and experiencing the transformative power of love. 3. Through our attitude towards suffering, recognizing that even in the face of unavoidable suffering, we have the choice to confront it with dignity and resilience. Pause for a moment and consider this. Even when everything else is stripped away, the quest for meaning remains accessible to us. This insight, I believe, lies at the very heart of this book and speaks to the resilience of the human spirit. Part 5. Powerful Quotes. Here are a few quotes that stood out to me, and I think they can change the way we see life. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This reminds me that growth often comes from adapting. Happiness cannot be pursued. It must ensue, as the unintended side effect of one's dedication to a cause greater than oneself. That's a huge one. This profound insight teaches us that happiness is a byproduct of living with purpose, not a destination to chase. Everything can be taken from a man but one thing: the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude. No one can take that away from us. Part 6. Why this matters today. What strikes me is how relevant this book still is. Today, many people feel lost. Depression, anxiety, and lack of purpose are so common. Frankl's message is exactly what we need. Life isn't about avoiding pain or chasing pleasure. It's about finding meaning. Maybe for you, that meaning comes through your work, or through your family, or maybe, like Frankl says, it comes from facing your suffering with courage. For me, it's a reminder that even when I feel overwhelmed, my life still has meaning, and I can find strength in that. Part 7. My reflection. I'll be honest, reading this book made me reflect on my own struggles. There were times I felt like giving up, times when I thought the weight was too much. But this book reminded me that even in those moments, I have a choice to find meaning, to grow, and to move forward. And that's what I want to leave with you. No matter what you're going through, you can still find meaning in your journey. Man's Search for Meaning isn't just a book, it's a guide to living with purpose. Frankl shows us that we're not defined by what happens to us, but by how we choose to respond. So let me ask you, what gives your life meaning? Because once you find your why, you can handle almost any how. If this review inspired you, please give it a like, subscribe for more book reviews that spark transformation, and share it with someone who might need this message today. And I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. What's one lesson from Viktor Frankl that speaks to you the most? Thanks for watching, and remember, keep seeking purpose, keep finding meaning, and keep growing.